Hello and welcome to the Far North Coast Rugby Union podcast, proudly brought to you by Coopers and Barker, Ryan and Sullivan. I'm here by myself tonight. Graham Cook's been otherwise indisposed and abandoned me, as I would say. But hope everything's all right with Graham and his family. So we'll kick off with, I think we'll just go around the grounds. Mark, what do you think? Thank you. Okay, we'll recap on last week's round 4 matches. We had in first grade Casino home to Lennox Head, and Casino ran out victors there, 28 points to 17 over Lennox Head. That was a much better showing from Lennox Head than the week before against Ballina, and the score at half time there was 21 points to 7. So then we moved on to a very, very muddy Schultz Oval up at Bangalow, where it was cleared to play on at 10 o'clock on the morning, and then before up till 12 o'clock when they went back there to the ground after a very big deluge, the ground was virtually covered in water. So it was a very muddy track there. We only got one game in. I got a report. Someone rang me today and told me that Angus Chapman, who was injured in the reserve grade game there, has been cleared of any permanent problem there with the neck injury that he received there. So quick recovery there, Angus, and we'll see you again. So then the first grade game kicked off. And by the end of the game, you couldn't even tell who was playing who. It was very muddy. And, yes, Ballina were too strong. They ran away. Didn't run away with it. It was 24 points to 13 in favour of the Seahorses. So the Seahorses have continued their merry way there and remain undefeated this year. So well done to the Seahorses. And then up at Pioneer Park, Wallingbar hosted Lismore City in 3 matches there, in under 18s, first grade and second grade. In the first grade match, yes, it was Lismore had their moments. They've got a couple of tries on the ground, but it was very one-way traffic, unfortunately. I thought Lismore might go all right. It was 36 points to 7 there at half-time. And it ran out, not a good score, 90 points there to 14. So, Will Barnes was the referee there, and it just kept going and going and going, unfortunately, for Lismore. Hopefully they can regroup and have a better round this week against Casino. But in second grade matches that on the weekend, Casino received a forfeit, unfortunately, from Lennox Head early in the week. And that was a good easy result for them. Wallingbar had another fairly convincing win over Lismore, 55 points to 7 in second grade. And as I said, the Byron Ballina match was abandoned, and they've both agreed to play it on another date when they can organise it to play on a night up there at Bangalow. The women's competition had a general bye. Brett McLaren had all the girls there involved in the Barker, Ryan, Sullivan representative team down at a camp at Lake Ainsworth, which started on the Friday night. And by all reports, it's very good outcome from that. They're really pleased and got a good group of girls there together to go away next weekend for the New South Wales Country Championships down in Tamworth. So then in the President's Cup competition, we had Richmond Range home to Evans River, and the Range ran out winners there, 49 points to 20. SCU Gold Rats ground was closed, so they contacted Kyogle and went out to Don Gully Oval. And the Cockies ran out quite convincing winners there, 45 points to 22. The Gold Rats scored 4 tries, so they got another competition point there, so that was good for them. And the Mullumbimby Moonshiners hosted Yamba Buccaneers, and that was a closer match. The Moonshiners too strong in the end, 19 points to 3. So that only left the under-18s competition there, and Mullumbimby too strong for Yamba, 17 points to 7. Mullumbimby a bit of a dark horse, I think, this year in the under-18s competition. They've only had the one loss to Lismore, which was only 7-0. Lismore City and Wallingbar met for the first time this year, and Lismore got out to a quite early lead fairly quickly, and then Wallingbar came back, and it was 19-all, and was a very hard-fought match, and then Lismore scored a try late to win 24 points to 19. So that was a good match, that game. And then Lennox Head, down at Epic Park, they played Casuarina Beach and scored 22 points to 10 over Casuarina. So the table in that is Lismore's on 14 points, Mullumbimby on 5, Lennox Head on 5, Yamba on 4, Wallingbar on 1, and Casuarina yet to break the duck. So that's what happened last week round the grounds there. So I can move on to what's going on this week. So round 5, we've got Byron Shire Rebels have got the bye in all grades. They played actually the Byron Shire Rebels and Lismore played in a women's match from round 3, a catch-up last night. And a very closely fought match there. Lismore run out victors there, 24 points to 22. So that was played down at Epic Park, Epic Fields down in Lennox Head. So, yeah, Byron have the bye in all grades this weekend. Lennox Head are home to Casuarina Beach in first, seconds and under 18s. Referee for first grade in that match will be Will Barnes. Andrew Toomer's doing second grade. And then we've got Wallingbar home to Ballina. That'll be a very interesting competition out there. Top of the table, Ballina taking on Wallingbar. And Lockie Dooley's been appointed for first grade. He's getting a bit of practice in, ready to go to the country championships the following weekend. He's going down there to referee. And Graham Cook's doing the second grade match there. And then Lismore take on Casino, with Matt Clayton doing the first grade match and Evelyn George doing the second grade match. But this match is possibly, they're talking to Casino, they're trying to move those games out to Casino. Lismore take Casino on in the women as well, and Gloria Varn has been appointed to that. Kyogle in the women's competition take on Ballina out at Dongully Oval. Adrian Miller is refereeing that one. And SCU Gold Rats take on Casuarina Beach at Maury Ryan Oval in the women's competition, with Bruce Ward yet to accept the appointment to referee that match. So, and then in the President's Cup competition, we have SCU Rats taking on the Moonshiners, and Will Palmer's refereeing that match. Out at Kyogle, the Cockies take on the Yamba Buccaneers, and Joe Allen is doing that match. And Evans River down at Stampane Oval playing Richmond Range again. It's just one of those weird things in this draw where we're trying to fit everyone in. And Peter Campbell's officiating down there. So that's all the matches there for Saturday. And there's a full round of juniors in the Connect junior competition. Nothing at Lismore. Lismore only had one game and they've transferred that to Ballina. Ballina's agreed to host that match, under 13 match against Casuarina Gold at 7:50 after Ballina play Casuarina Blue at 6:50. So there's a few games on down at Ballina. Casino's got quite a few matches. Casuarina's got 4 matches up at Casuarina. Evans Head have got 3 matches. All their games are lined up down there now. They've entered a 9s competition this year after withdrawing from the 8s and 10s and gone into a 9s competition. So they've got their 3 teams are all home at Stampane Oval on Friday night. Lennox Head have got So Lennox Head have got a few matches on down there, both fields that they're using. SCU have got Lennox Head in 11s at Maury Ryan Oval. Should the field be open, that's a very wet at the bottom of the hill there that holds the moisture quite a while. And Wallingbar's got a few games there. They've got on both fields. They've got about 6 there. And Yamba's got Byron Shire Rebels, in the 10s down at Kane Douglas Field. So we've got everything on. As I spoke before, there's no senior rugby at all next weekend, the following week, because of the New South Wales Country Championship in Tamworth for both the senior men's and senior women's sides. So they're just getting everything finalised there for their bus trips and whatever they go there. And then next, except for the only games that will be going ahead next week, we tried to get it down at Epic Field. Lennox were asked to host 3 under-18s matches because under-18s is still in the junior competition, so we can play those. These are the round 1 matches that didn't play because there was rep trials on in round 1. And there's going to be 3 matches at Wallingbar on the 17th. So they're all playing there. I think Mullumbimby take on Lennox Head at 12 o'clock. Casuarina v Yamba at 1:15. And then Lismore and Wallingbar both play each other at 2:30. So the 3 games, because there'll be a lack of referees because a lot of the referees are going to country championships. And Jeff Watt, the zone coach, he can go there and have a look at all the players there, see how they're performing, ready for our country championships state championships in the June long weekend. So that's sort of everything I've got, I think, this week. It's just run through. I've got no one to battle off here, without Cookie here tonight. So we did try and get a what's it called, a Skype thing with Brett McLaren here to talk about the women's competition and the camp and everything like that. But we've had technical difficulties trying to get that up and running. We'll try and get him on next week before he goes away to the country championships. Okay, so thanks to our sponsors, Coopers, Barker Ryan Sullivan, the Casino Golf Club, the Cherry Street Group, and everyone else, Connect. Thank you very much for your assistance. Otherwise, this wouldn't be able to happen. And Mark Goff Media, of course.